Are you tired of being weighed down? Have you fallen asleep on your health? This is your wake up call with my dad, Keith, my husband, Kyle, and me, Ashley.
Good morning, everyone. It's day 94, and this is our heavy house. This is your wake up call. It's time to get up, get going. Glad that you're listening with us this morning. It's Wednesday, which means it's What's That Wednesday, where we talk about an item, a place, a thing, a noun of some sort. I feel like I'm doing a Mad Lib. We kind of talk about that and how it can help you on your journey to good health. So, what's that Wednesday? What's that?
Well, today, I'm sure if you've listened to our podcast for a while, you've realized that I have a thing for kitchen appliances. I love kitchen appliances. I have more than I should, probably. But one of my favorites that I haven't talked about yet is the bread maker. And they come in lots of different brands and varieties, so I can't really speak to which one is the best as far as that goes. I can just only tell you the one that I've got, and mine is an Oster. Is that right? Do you say Oster or Oster? Or
I don't. We've always called it Oster, but I don't know.
I don't know either. I guess we're gonna go with Oster.
Oster without the "t" on the front.
Just yeah, Oster. But it doesn't have an A in it either. It's Oster, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're just gonna go with Oster, and if it's wrong, oh well.
Oster. Yeah, go ahead.
It probably is Oster. I don't know. I have to look that up later. Anyway, excuse me. I have a. Oh, by the way, today's Kyle's birthday, everybody.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. Why you gotta be going and telling everybody?
I don't know. It just popped into my brain, and I thought people might want to know.
Yeah.
All right, go back to bread.
Bread makers.
Yeah. What?
Back to bread makers.
Oh, anyway. This is why I like my bread maker. One, because it makes bread, but also because it does all that hard work for you. I think a lot of people avoid making bread because it's a long process and it's not the easiest thing to do because you've got to get all your ingredients together and get them all incorporated. But then you got to knead the dough, right? And that takes a lot of work and a lot of counter space, which I don't have. I don't have a lot of counter space. And the reason why I really like this bread machine is you literally, you dump all the ingredients in, and then you pick whatever you want to make. So there's all kinds of different settings, Are you making white bread or whole grain bread? And how dark do you want it? And how dark do you want the crust? And all this different stuff. So you literally dump your ingredients in it. You pick whatever setting it is that you're going to make it on, and you let it go. It does everything from mixing it up, to kneading it, to letting it rise, to baking it. And so literally the only thing you have to do is open it up and take your bread out and cut it up. And the reason why I like this is especially when you're trying to avoid a lot of processed things, which we will buy some bread. It's usually Dave's Killer Bread because it's got very simple ingredients and it's good. But a lot of the time we'll make our own, and that way you know exactly what's going in there. And if you want to make a whole wheat, whole grain bread, you can do that. And you know that there's no preservatives in it. You don't have to put any kind of dairy in it if you don't want to. There's all kinds of recipes out there you can try. And you have control over what's in it and your portion as well. You're going to make one loaf of bread. Well, that's all the bread you got, unless you make another one. Also, even if you don't want to make bread with it, my other favorite thing to make with it is pizza dough. So you can just hit a dough setting on there where it won't bake. So it'll incorporate all the ingredients, knead it, and let it rise. And then all you do is dump it out of your machine and roll it out, and you've got pizza crust. I've also made rolls before using this same method. You know, I'll let it mix it up and rise, then I'll dump it out and I'll cut it up into little rolls and I'll bake it in the oven and make rolls. There's a bagel setting on there. Of course, you have to bake it in the oven, but I haven't tried that before. There's a bagel setting, and there's just all kinds of little options on there that I really like to use, and I thought I would share that.
It's really good bread too.
And not to mention, it makes your house smell really good. Who doesn't love the smell of fresh bread baking? So
Yeah, it's really good bread too. That helps.
I think Mama uses hers more for pizza crust than she does for baking bread. So I know she makes her crust in her bread machine every time she makes pizza.
Yeah.
It really is a handy little thing. The only problem with it, like any appliance, is that it just takes up space in your kitchen.
One of the positives of doing it this way is you know what you're putting into your bread.
Right, yeah.
You know the items that are going in there. So many times we get bread from the store, it's got chemicals and preservatives. It stays on the month, the shelf for up to, could be a couple of weeks, could be a month.
And who knows how long it was on a truck making it to the store and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And here's another little fact about bread from the store that you may or may not know. Sometimes when you're buying something that's wheat, you want wheat bread instead of white bread because it's supposed to have a more nutritional punch to it because it's the whole grain supposed to be instead of just the bleached white flour that has no fiber left in it and whatnot. Well, watch that. If you are buying bread in the store, watch that because sometimes the only difference between this wheat bread and white bread is like food coloring or molasses. A lot of the time stores try to get tricky and put additives in your bread that actually make it less healthy than a piece of white bread, but it gives it the appearance that it's healthier. So like anything, check your labels, make sure you know what you're buying. And if you want, all the control, like I said, make your own bread at home. You don't have to have a bread maker. You might be really good at just baking and you get really get into that. Make your bread at home.
Yeah, I love, y'all know I love home cooked stuff and bread and all that. The only bad thing about it is you get hooked on it, and
yes.
a lot of times you got to eat the whole loaf because it's so good. But if you can if you can control yourself, it's an awesome thing to have.
Right, it is. And this is an even better thing if you have a big family. One loaf of bread for 4 people is not a lot, right? So, obviously for me and Kyle, it's a struggle. If we make a loaf of bread, we are going to want to eat all of it. So that, but at the same time, I say to myself, is it better for me to eat this loaf of bread or this, loaf of white bread I got from the store with all this junk in it?
Right.
One's got to be better than the other. But yeah, it's a neat little machine, and I'm not saying to go out and buy one. I mean, you can if you want to, but I just thought I would share what it does. And mine also has like a jam function on it where it'll make a jelly or a jam on there. I haven't tried that. So I think that's pretty cool. There's all kinds of little buttons and functions, and I'm sure that they get fancier and fancier than the Oster if you want to, if you do your research. But mainly we use ours for pizza crust and bread every once in a while. So, yeah, that's what I got for today.
Good one.
All
All right,
right.
everybody. Hey, thanks for listening. Don't forget you can follow us on social media at Our Heavy House. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Also, go ahead and make sure you hit the subscribe button on whatever podcast platform you're listening so that you can get us every morning. We love to be a part of your mornings, and we love to have you listening. If you have any questions, feel free to email us, message us on social media, and we'd be happy to answer them appropriately. Guys, thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.